Welcome to Raw Boxing TV. It's pretty late at night here, but let's go ahead and get this video done. First of all, the toe-to-toe card lived up to its expectations on his main event. Saul Canelo Alvarez was able to put handiwork versus Angulo, like a lot of us thought he would, and like a lot of people are able to do. As far as the stoppage of the fight, I'm not gonna say it was right. I'm not gonna say it was wrong. I'm all up for protecting the fighter, but Angulo had a couple of points. You know, he told the referee versus Erislan de Lara, I was more damaged. I couldn't see out of my eye. Yet, you know, the referee didn't stop it. Why are you stopping it tonight? You know, is Angulo damaged goods? I don't think so. I just think that's the type of fighter he is. He is the type of fighter who, unfortunately, needs to take a lot of punches in order to give some punches. However, what surprised me out of Angulo was he came in tonight and did a completely different fight than he's been doing for the past 3 or 4 fights. He started so slow, and he started trying to box the more boxer, because Canelo has more boxing than Angulo. He was pit-patting the jab. He was throwing, you know, these little punches without putting his shoulder and hip into it, meaning that's not Angulo. His legs were crossed as always. He gave Canelo a great start. He did not, you know, I mean, you heard the commentators. He didn't do what he did against Lara. He didn't cut the ring at all. And Virgil Hunter was pleading with him, just cut that ring off. Get in front of him. Let your hands go, which is something he was not doing from the beginning. Was it because of the punishment? No. He took a heck of a punishment versus Lara too. The 1-2s were there all night long. You know, I don't know. I think that, I mean, it was a good fight. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure a lot of you loved it. I loved it myself. Great job by Canelo Alvarez on this victory. But what I want to know now is, what's the excuse to keep avoiding a fight with Lara? I mean, a lot of your fans are going to look at this like, well, and although this is not totally a relevant way of thinking, but a lot of people don't know about boxing. They are led by emotion, and this is how they're going to think. Well, Lara was dropped twice, although he was winning all the rounds. And Canelo wasn't dropped. Canelo looked very good versus Angulo. So there shouldn't be any problem for Canelo beating Lara. Well, I don't see what the excuse is now to fight Lara. Even in the interview, they ask him, I mean, who do you want? Martinez, Cotto, which that fight cannot happen because of promotional issues, or Lara, meaning that since those 2 fights cannot happen, now he's got Lara left. So who does he want? His answer was, we need to sit down and talk. Now, what is there to talk about? What is there to talk about? I don't know. I mean, I understand if, and just before we get there, don't tell me, do not tell me that he cannot make weight. Okay? Because if you're stupid enough to think that back in September, with the right discipline and training, and the right diet, he was able to make a catch weight of 152, I am sure he can make, with the right discipline and training and diet, 154. Just 23 years old. But of course, you guys are falling into the trap that De La Hoya is trying to give you guys. De La Hoya is a rat. he works behind. I mean, he's done that his whole career. He did shady stuff versus Vargas, versus Trinidad, versus a bunch of his opponents demanding stuff. So it's a good move to say, okay, you're not going to make that much weight. We'll use the excuse, you need to move up. Well, unfortunately, Canelo is going to be nobody at 160. And that, I can guarantee you. He ain't going to have that power at 160. And at 160, there are guys that will blow him out the water from the get-go. I mean, he cannot move up to 160 and fight journeymen. He moves up to 160 and he needs to fight immediate world-class fighters. Unless they keep feeding him journeymans and you guys keep accepting it, you know, it'll be different. But what's the excuse now? To say, Lara, come on, let's get it done. You've been wanting me, I'm here. After all, you know, Canelo fought Trout. A lot of people believe Trout won that fight, including me. Lara fought Trout, blew him out the water. Lara fought Angulo, right? Beat him every single round except the 2 rounds on the knockdowns, and then TKO'd him, right? Well, Canelo fought Angulo as well tonight, completely blew him out the water and did not get dropped, right? So what's the excuse? What's the excuse? Why do you keep your fans sitting here wishing that you fought somebody? You know? And I'm sure you criticize Lara for being a runner, but tonight, past the 3rd and a half to maybe the 4th round, you started sticking and moving. From time to time, you would stay in the pocket, but you also did the same thing you accused Lara of, which is sticking and moving. But you don't get it, Ranger. He landed great combination. Well, so did Lara. What's the excuse to keep running away from Lara? Who else is there that you need to fight? Is there any promotional issues? Because last time I checked, he's under the same promotional company. Same management. Well, no, not same management. I'm sorry, just same promotional company. What's the excuse? I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm sure your fan don't get it, but your fans don't care. Because your fan just go by hype. So, and another fight of the night, Leo Santa Cruz versus Mijares. You know, how do I put this? I think Mijares was there to pay his next rent, his next month's rent. He didn't show up to fight. He didn't show up to win, put forth an effort. What I don't understand is why was it that Santa Cruz did not blow him out the water? Which, you know, it could happen. It happens, but Guillermo Rigondeaux's got one more fight left with Top Rank. After that, we'll see what happens. If he moves into 126, or if he stays at 122 and goes into Golden Boy, we'll see what the excuse is. I'm sure Golden Boy is really good at hiding fighters because he's been keeping Canelo from Lara for a while. But, you know, Mares versus Santa Cruz would be a great fight next. I don't see why that fight's not happening. But it was an okay fight. You know, Linares looked very good. And Yayo Thompson blew Alvarez out the water as well. It was an okay night of boxing till the main event. Well, actually, the first fight and the last fight were great. I liked them. So, anyways, go ahead and give me a reason why Canelo should not fight Lara next. And don't give me the weight issue crap, because if you're, like I said, if you're stupid enough to believe that, then maybe, yeah, maybe you shouldn't even be watching boxing. Drop your comments. Let me know what you thought of all these fights. I'm out. Let your imagination start to work.